Hey everybody, welcome back. I've had such a busy day today. I literally just sat down from just getting so many things done. I did two reacts to Chantal as well as a bunch of housework. And now I'm just going to sit here and relax and do a positive react to Hungry Fat Chick, Candy. Those of you that are very interested in Candy, then you know that she is on a true weight loss journey. She's taking control. She was doing the carnivore diet. She's in the process of trying to reintroduce certain things into her diet. So she was doing really well, and she still is. She's had a little bit of a setback. The newest vlog that she put out, she's expressing a little bit of disappointment because the scale is not reflecting a huge weight loss. And what I have to say to that to you, Candy, or perhaps anyone who might be on a weight loss journey, don't look towards the scale as the total results of what's going on. All the scale can show you is the number of pounds you've lost, but it cannot reflect your overall total health. So, Candy, if you're feeling a little bit disappointed because you haven't lost a whole lot of pounds, you might have hit a bit of a plateau. There could be different things going on. There could be water retention, maybe a little bit too much salt, but don't give up. Absolutely do not give up. You're on the right path. If you're looking to see, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? The big question is, how do you feel? Do you feel better? Do you have a lot more energy? Do you feel more alert? Do you feel more motivated? Because those are signs you're moving into the right direction. The scale can't tell you everything. All it can tell you is if you've lost pounds or gained a pound, but it can't give you an overall picture of your health. I recommend that going to the doctor every once in a while and checking on your health, and that way you can monitor what's going on. Maybe that might give you some clues about why you've plateaued. So there's that. But I wanted to give my thoughts on her vlog and also share the vlog with all of you because unlike Foodie Beauty, she really is trying. She's trying really hard and she's doing the doggone thing and she's getting some results. This was kind of a disappointing week for Candy, but that's okay. It happens, Candy. It happens. Do not let that deter you from taking care of your health. Know that myself and a lot of other people were standing behind you. We applaud you, we support you, and that will never change. Just stick with what you're doing. You're doing good. Consider this time of experiencing disappointments and failures and success. It's a learning period. You're going through a learning period of taking care of your health and figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. You're kind of experimenting right now, and everybody goes through an experimentation period. So that's all right. So if you have a moment where you're trying to make some headway and you're not making the headway that you're making, just don't let that stop you from doing what you need to do for yourself. But let's watch the vlog together.
Today's brunch, I'm going to do two meals today. I have one bell pepper, one large avocado, extra large, I think, and
Now, one of the vlogs that I reviewed for you, Candy, you were saying you were on the carnivore diet and you were kind of getting tired of eating just meat all the time. You wanted to include some vegetables, you wanted to include some fruits and whatnot. You were very wary about the carbs. So, even if you introduce some fruits and vegetables to try to keep yourself on track, I support that. Look at it this way: you're not ordering takeout, you're doing your best to stay away from the junk food, the processed food. That's commendable. The fact that you've come this far already says a lot about your determination.
2 ounces of cream cheese, a couple of ribeye steaks with a nice buttery cream sauce. We're having cheesy Italian meatloaves that I cooked in the pan with some broccoli. Mmm. Yeah, that one fell apart. I forgot to put egg in my meatloaf. What the heck, Candy?
Candy, you gotta put egg in the meatloaf, mama.
More avocado, bell pepper, and cream cheese today for lunch. Yum. Having some leftover ribeye steak for dinner today. I had my pepper and avocado earlier.
Hey, Candy, I know that you're eating a lot of steak and a lot of meat. Have you considered maybe using different flavors, different healthy marinades or sauces, just to give it a different flavor so that your taste buds don't get bored with it? That might help just keep you on track too.
Um, Here we have a humongous omelet with hot sauce on top, and
That's pretty big.
inside it's got onion, bell pepper, and bacon. Mm-hmm. It's kind of juicy with all that veg in it. Here we have some tuna fish, and that was canned in water with a couple of tablespoons of keto friendly mayo, dill pickle relish, a little bit of spicy brown mustard, lots of seasonings, salt and pepper, and a couple of zero carb tortillas. Mm. Bell pepper, yogurt, avocado, ricotta cheese, and some farm crisps.
You know what, Candy? I'm very interested. You're showing like the lunch, which doesn't look that bad, and you're showing a big omelet and lots of meatloaf. I'd be very interested to know, when are you eating these meals? Are you eating them during the later part of the night? Are you eating them, like, say, around lunchtime? Because if you're experiencing a bit of a plateau with losing weight, it might have to do with the portion of food and when you eat it. Like, the later it gets in the day and the closer it gets to bedtime, maybe that might be the problem. Eating, too much food right before bedtime, and then you go to bed and you don't have the chance to work off the calories.
I'm sitting here waiting on the water to boil in my kettle so I can have me some funky instant coffee.
I love you, Candy. I'm gonna have some funky instant coffee. Because some instant coffees do taste funky.
Then I'm gonna do a little weigh in. Fun, fun. All right, there she is. The scale.
Don't be scared of it, Mama. It's okay. Remember, that scale is not your judge and executioner. It just tells you your weight, but it can't give you a big picture of your health. It can't tell you everything. The big question you should be asking yourself is not how much I weigh, but how do you feel? By eating healthier, do you feel better? Do you feel more healthy? Is your breathing better? Is your mobility better? You got to look at all of it. And if the answer to a lot of your questions is yes, I do feel healthier. Yes, I am getting more mobility. Yes, I have more energy. That means you're doing good for yourself. Don't just rely on the scale to tell you everything, because it won't.
I'm not looking forward to this one today. Not because I've gone off the rails or anything. I have absolutely in my mind, I have done exactly what I've been supposed to do. But I weighed in on Sunday and I weighed in again on Wednesday, and the scale hasn't been moving in the direction that I want it to move. So that's probably got something to do with the cheese, more than likely. But I've still been in a calorie deficit. So
Mhm.
I don't know, whatever. It's just one of those weeks. But okay, here we go. Let's see.
Well, I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to diagnose you with anything, Candy. I do know that you were doing the carnivore diet and you've dropped a bit of weight since then. Maybe because of that dropped weight, uh, the deficit was working for the initial weight where you started, and now that you've dropped, I don't know how many pounds, uh, maybe that has something to do with it. Like the deficit worked for a certain amount of weight that you had originally, but now that you are lower in weight, maybe that's why you've kind of hit a plateau. I don't know. I mean, I am not there to see what you're eating and when, if you're eating a big meal right before bed, or you're just eating a certain number of calories and you're not able to burn them off, or maybe your body's just being stubborn, because sometimes the body is stubborn. Sometimes you can be on a health weight weight loss journey, and the body just says, "No, I don't want to let go of it. I don't care what you say." And it'll be stubborn for a couple of weeks, and then next thing you know, you're dropping weight and go, "What's going on here?" So I don't know. Maybe if you keep a journal of your progress, you just write down what you're eating, when you're eating, it can kind of give you some insight about what's going on and what works and what doesn't.
See if it's any better today, Friday, than it was the other day. All right. Oh, crap. Well, definitely hurting a lot worse today, so we shall see. We shall see. All right.
Hello.
By keeping a journal, you're writing down what you're eating, how much you're eating. If you've made any changes in your diet, you can write down how you feel, how your body feels, and like that way you can go back to your own personal notes and say, what was I doing on this day where I felt really good versus this other day where I felt like crap? Like my mobility maybe wasn't so good, or I just didn't have any energy. Were there any changes? Maybe you can kind of find what the changes were that happened that took you from feeling one way to another way.
It's ready.
Okay. Come on, Scale. Be nice to Candy.
Yeah, be
All right,
nice.
Here we go.
Be nice to her.
Oh, hand.
Be nice, Mr. Scale. She's working hard, our girl. Don't be rude.
Well, come on.
414.2 pounds.
414.2. It's still going in the wrong direction. Holy hell. Okay, well.
Don't let that discourage you. It's okay. You've done good. Don't you get off that scale and feel bad about yourself. I'm not going to let that happen. No, you keep on with yourself, Mama. It's okay. It happens.
That tells me cheese might not have been the best idea for my diet plan here. I may need to take it.
Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye, hon.
Goodbye.
I need to take it back down to the carnivore basics for the most part.
Candy, I'm not picking on you, but I will tell you my observations from where I'm sitting and what I'm listening to. When you were just doing straight carnivore and you didn't have the cheese, your breathing seemed different then. Like your breathing wasn't as heavy. I don't know if you have a cold right now, Mama, or what's going on, but your breathing seems a little bit heavier today. I don't know if that's because of the cheese or whatnot, but I'm noticing it seems heavier than what it has been. So please take care of that. Please take note of that.
And maybe just a couple of vegetable additions. I've been probably overdoing it with the peppers and the onions. Those get a little sweet when cooked and whatnot. But anyway, I'll be showing you my foods and stuff. So yeah, and the only things that aren't in the foods are some pickles and olives, but pickles like 5 calories. And the olives is like.
But the cheese that you're using, is it vegan cheese? Is it whole fat cheese? And I'd be wondering, like, how much cheese are you putting on things? Maybe you don't need to get rid of all the cheese, just kind of scale back on a little bit and see if that works for you.
25 calories for 2 olives. So, I've been adding those calories in. Calorie deficit is definitely not doing it for me. Anyway, I'm going to stop this and I'll see y'all in a bit.
Okay, so let me just take a look at this. I'm curious. Okay, so the 16th of July, you were 422. Even still, you're sitting at 414. That is still, let's see, that's 8 pounds. You're still sitting at 8 pounds lost. So you wanted to be at 411. That's still not bad, Candy. It's not like you gained a bunch of weight back. You just maybe you hit a plateau. That's all.
This was going to happen. I changed some things in my regular eating patterns lately. Added dairy. And yeah, I added some vegetables in, which is perfectly okay. But I might have been going a little bit heavy on the cooked onion. I don't.
I'm not a doctor. Not trying to diagnose you, Candy. You know your body and you know your diet much better than I ever could. But I would think that the onions and the peppers, maybe they're not the culprit here. Maybe it's the cheese. Because I just can't see vegetables making that much of a difference when it comes to gaining weight. I would think maybe the cheese is more the culprit.
No, I mean, I couldn't tell you. I mean,
I'm not saying you're slathering everything in cheese, but uh, maybe if you cut down on the cheese, uh, then maybe you might have more weight drop off. I would say that was the culprit more so than the vegetables or the onions, the pickles.
I did pictures and videos of nearly everything I ate this week, all but let's see, some olives. I mentioned that in the weigh-in video. And a serving of olives is 2 olives at 25 calories. And I was doing like one day I did 75 calories worth, another day I did.
Cheese, by the way, is basically pure fat. It's very flavorful. I mean, a lot of people love cheese. Nothing wrong with cheese, but cheese is nothing but pure fat.
100 calories worth. So, and I only had the olives, I think, 4 different days, just that much. I also got pickles, which I've only had like 4 pickles out of the pickle jar, and they're 5 calories each. So
Okay.
that's not a big thing.
Well,
but I have drank some olive juice and I have drank some pickle juice. So, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I've done wrong this week, or if I've even done anything wrong. I did not order takeout this week. It's been 2 whole weeks since I've ordered takeout.
okay, you know what? Just because she said that, she deserves something, and we're going to give it to her. We're going to give it to her. Yep, she deserves that applause just because she didn't order any takeout. Even though, she hasn't lost any significant weight, that's okay. The fact that she stayed away from the takeout deserves some serious applause. Maybe you had a little bit of a setback with the scale number not moving, but like I said, you got to look at all of it. How do you feel? Do you have more energy? Is your breathing better? If you go to a doctor, are they giving you better news? I recommend you seeing a doctor when you can, Candy, so you know where your health is at. Maybe the doctor can recommend some things to you that might help you in your journey. Maybe they might give you some insight about what activities you could do. And maybe you can increase your activity level and you can burn more calories. They do say that when it comes to weight loss, that 75% of the work is in the kitchen and 25% is at the gym. So the work starts at home. Now you're doing the work at home. You're trying to eat healthy. I'm going to keep it real and keep it honest with you. The portions that I saw, they look kind of big, but I don't know if the big portions play into the calorie deficit. But you did say that you're eating some cheese. I don't know if that's vegan cheese or full fat cheese or 2% cheese or whatnot, maybe the cheese is the culprit. Maybe it's not the olives or the onions or the pickles, because I used to eat pickles. I was a big pickleaholic. Pickles are actually just brine cucumbers, and the pickle juice is good for you. So if I would say there's, a big culprit, it has to be the cheese.
I mean, and then some. Um, I don't know. And then also when I weighed in Monday, I'll put my week of weigh-ins. I weighed, okay, I weighed last Friday, then I weighed Monday, and I was like, what is happening? It was,
I will say, by looking at you, Candy, you look like you look better. You've got more life in your eyes. You look more lively. You look a bit healthier here. I approve. So just because you're getting on the scale and you want to flip it the bird, you look good. You look like you're doing much better. You look more lively. So when you look at how am I doing, look at all of it. Look at all the details, not just one detail, and not doggone scale.
it was inching up by zero 0.8 pounds. It was inching up. So I'm like, what's happening? So then I proceeded to try to fast. I did as long a fast as possible, thinking that might like help me, but obviously not, because Wednesday I weighed in and it was up even higher. So then I'm stressing, worrying about like, where's my calorie, am I doing correct with my calories? Because when I put stuff into my Fitness Pal, I'm choosing okay, you put in a particular item and then a list pops up, and it's got like the same item multiple times, sometimes different amounts, sometimes even the same amount with different calories.
Okay.
So I would pick the one that had the highest level calories and just put that in. So, and I was still coming in under my calorie,
Okay.
count,
Okay.
which is it's like right at 2,100 is what my Fitness Pal gave me for my height and my weight and my activity level. I don't know. I'm gonna blame it on the dairy. I'm gonna blame it on the dairy, and I'm gonna blame it on I don't know, because I fasted twice this week, 24 hours.
Mm.
And I'm still, the scale.
I understand you're wanting to fast to help yourself. I don't know if it's helping you. Just be careful with that, Candy. Be careful with the fasting. Always, just take care of yourself. I know you really want to lose the weight and get healthy, but it's okay to get healthy slowly. You don't have to be in a hurry. It's going to happen. Don't look at things from a sense of if it's going to happen. Look at things from a sense of when it's going to happen, and it will happen with you. If you stay on track and you stay on the path that you're on, it's going to happen. Whether it takes 1 month or 2 months or 6 months or a year, as long as you stay on that path, it'll happen for you. Look at this time as a time of just experimenting. Different things work for different people. Maybe by cutting down on the cheese, that might help you right now. Maybe. Don't be afraid to experiment. Like if you add something and you notice that things have changed, maybe if you cut down on it or take it out, you'll get the result that you want. Just look at it this way. I'm experimenting with myself. I'm seeing what works for my body. I'm seeing if I add this, does it make me feel a certain way afterwards? Or if I take it away, then I feel a certain way when I take it away. You see? It's okay to experiment.
Scale is still, not doing what I want it to. But, we all knew that it wasn't all going to be about the scale. I'm proud of myself that I haven't ordered takeout.
I'm proud of you too. I really am. And you know what? We're going to do it again. That's right. Everybody cheer her on. because she could easily just say, screw a bunch of this and go back to doing the food content. She's saying, nope, nope, my health is important. I support that. I can get behind that.
I'm proud of myself that I've been pretty much eating clean. I had the little pizzas last week. And let's see, what else did I get that's kind of I got this Sir Kensington mayo. It's like keto friendly mayo. So I was like, okay, well, let me try it. It's like keto friendly or paleo, keto, whatever, and gluten free. And I looked in the ingredients, no sugar in it. So I'm like, okay. So I've had some of that with a couple of things. I had some tuna fish the other day.
I'm curious about something. I'm going to stop her for just a second. So I'm curious about something. Can you have mushrooms on the carnivore diet? I know she's doing carnivore. She's trying different stuff right now. Here we go. Candy. Listen to this, Mama. While mushrooms are not technically an animal-based food, they are often allowed on a carnivore diet. This is because mushrooms are low in carbohydrates and high in nutrients like vitamin D, potassium, and selenium. So why I'm looking that up for you, Candy, is because there is a mushroom that I love, the portobello mushroom. And why I love the portobello mushrooms is because they taste like steak. No joke, no lie. You cook them up, they taste like a steak. So if you want something that tastes like steak, but not something as heavy as steak, you can make a portobello mushroom. And there's so many different ways you can make them. You can make them with a pasta substitute. You could take a portobello mushroom cap, marinate it with some olive oil, maybe some spices. I had an ex that used to make, he would take the portobello mushroom caps and then just coat them with, he would marinate them in liquid smoke, garlic, onion, different spices, put some olive oil on them and grill them on the grill like you would a steak. And trust me, they come out tender. They taste really good. So if you're looking for something other than steak, but something that tastes like steak, try portobello mushrooms. You could take the caps of the mushrooms and put some little tomatoes and basil and just a little bit of vegan cheese, and they could be like a little mini pizza. And it's healthy for you because there's no carbs. So just kind of look into that if you're interested for like a steak substitute, because mushrooms are allowed on the carnivore diet. Just thought I'd pass that along to you, or maybe anybody who's interested. Let's keep going.
Tonight I had some chicken salad. I didn't take a picture of the chicken salad, but I took a picture of the chicken that I had today. So the plan going forward from this week, like today I didn't have any dairy.
Okay, I hate to cut you off, Candy. Give me just a moment, Mama. I wanted to show you guys a couple of things, just inserted here. Just kind of cut you off for a second. Hold on. I'm going to add a couple of tabs. Just give me one moment. I'm looking it up. I'm getting my tabs together. Dang it. There's like something I'm looking for. Is it shirataki? Okay. All right, we got ourselves together. I'm sorry that it's taken me just a minute, but I just want to show Candy and those of you that might be interested, a couple of things that if you're looking to get healthy or a healthy substitutes, this is two things you can do. So I just talk to you guys about the portobello mushroom caps. These are some of the things you can do. You got hickory smoked portobello. You can probably grill these grilled portobello mushrooms. And as you can see, you could take the caps and put different things in them. Baked portobello mushrooms, egg stuffed portobello mushrooms, pizza style portobello mushrooms. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can make these. Stuffed mushroom caps. You can do all kinds of creative things with the mushrooms. And I used to shop at the dollar store. You often find portobello mushroom caps at the dollar store for cheap versus going to a high-end grocery store. They'll charge you like $5 or $6 for a portobello mushroom cap. So if you're looking for these, don't be afraid to go to a dollar store and look around, because you'd be very surprised. And if you see them, snatch them up. Okay, so there's that. There's also something that I'd like to let Candy know and anybody else know. So anybody out there that you love pasta. Yes, I know I misspelled that. Let me fix that. There's something called shirataki noodles. That they're not pasta noodles. They're actually made from a vegetable, but they're very porous. They take on the flavor of whatever you add to them. There's also, you can, these, they're like a rice. I've tried these before. And okay, what are shirataki mushrooms? It comes from a yam, but they're very healthy and they're very light. And you can make these noodles in a variety of ways, all kinds of things you could put on them, whatever sauces, whatever herbs you want. And these are also very low carb because, you know, the noodles and the rice are like very low carb. So please look into shirataki, like pasta and rice, because there's no carbs in it. It's made from a yam. And I've tried these and I can tell you guys with no problem, like you get them and sometimes they're in a bag. You open up the bag and they're not going to have the nicest smell. But what you do is you take the rice or you take the noodles and you just rinse them in a colander for a while until that smell goes away. That smell's not going to stick around. Once you rinse them, you can put whatever herbs or sauce you want on them, and they taste delicious. They absolutely do. I've tried them before, so, you know, they're not yucky. Okay, so we're going to go back to Miss Candy. All right, let's do this.
No dairy. Probably for most of the rest of the week, I'm going to kind of keep my dairy to an absolute minimum, just like butter and whatnot.
That's good. Get rid of the dairy and see what happens.
And I have cheese of different sorts in my refrigerator now, but I think I'm going to limit my cheese to like twice a week at the most, you know, and see if that helps. You know, I'm just going to go back to eating mostly steaks and eggs. And I bought myself some Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to have Brussels sprouts with a couple of my steaks, you know, and I'll see how I feel with that. But overall, you know, that's been my week. Yeah, a lot of stress, worrying about the scale.
Ooh, Candy. Look, I understand that you're stressing out, Mama, but be careful with that. You know, all that worrying about that doggone scale. You keep your stress levels to a minimum if you can. Don't worry about that scale. Don't worry about it. It's not going to yell at you. It's not going to hit you over the head with a hammer if you gain a pound. It's just a scale. It's just a piece of equipment. But it is not your judge and executioner. You can't judge everything on a scale. Keep your stress levels as low as you can. Because when you stress, you might produce a chemical called cortisol, which produces the fat hormone. So like try to relax. You said you love watching different TV shows and you have poetry. You know, try to de-stress yourself as much as possible. Play some calming music. If you start to get stressed out, you know, try to calm yourself. And I know this sounds a little bit out of the box, but look into meditation. Meditation is fantastic. Like if I start feeling highly stressed, I'll sit there and I'll meditate. And what meditation does is it teaches you to make your mind shut up. Like if your mind starts getting full of negative thoughts, it teaches your mind to be quiet when you want it to be quiet. It gives you a sense of peace. So look into some meditation videos if you can, or some relaxing music.
It's like, what's the scale doing? And I don't
What's the scale doing? It's just sitting there. Don't be afraid of it. It's just a scale, mama,
know if maybe stress had something to do with it, but
more than likely.
and I'm not trying to make excuses. Yes, I am trying to find something to blame.
This is one thing I will praise you on. You're feeling stress, but what are you not doing? You're not running to food to comfort your stress. That's huge. You're feeling the stress, but you're not running to food to comfort you. So fantastic job on that.
Because in my mind, I've done okay. I don't feel like I've eaten any more than I have the rest of this past month, on carnivore. I've just changed a few things around. So I don't know. I knew trying to pay such close attention to the scale, like weighing every week or weighing multiple times a week was gonna affect me. And in the past, I was telling Susan this tonight. I was like, in the past, old me would have been like, well, I'm trying as hard as I can, and if that's still not good enough, then F this, I quit, and then go order freaking Popeyes or something. I'm like, no, don't do it, Candy. No.
Don't do it.
And I literally pulled up a menu today and looked at Popeyes, and I'm like,
no.
dang.
Uh-uh.
But I did not.
Good.
I did not. I got a rotisserie chicken instead.
Good
and I ate that for 2 meals today. I split it up into 2 meals. And yeah, rotisserie chicken's quite calorie dense, I should say. It was way over 1,000 calories for the whole chicken.
Ooh.
Because I ate it all. I ate every last squibble, every last bit of fat, as much of the cartilage as I could eat. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to doing as much, mostly carnivore. Y'all, this whole thing is it's difficult, but I knew it was going to be one of the more difficult things that I was ever going to do in my life. Well, I got hairs going crazy. My hairs are wild. But yeah, I knew this was going to be like one of the most difficult things that I was ever going to do in my life. Quitting smoking cigarettes was easy compared to this. Easy. And I'm considering, quitting smoking MJ as well. I'm getting down to the nitty gritty, and I'm like, do I want to order any more or not? My lungs are starting to clear up pretty well. And then I smoke a lot, of the herb, and, then I'm coughing and icky feeling after that for a while. But so that's another kind of habit that I'm considering breaking. I don't know.
Listen, is there any way you can kind of cut down on that? Everything in moderation. If you just said you smoke a lot of this stuff. So maybe if you cut down on it, it might help.
We'll see if that happens or not. But right now I'm going to take it one day at a time, as people have said in the comments, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And right in the beginning, I was like wide open, like just booking it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say it's stalled. It's not stalled. It's going that way right now. I'm like, no. And the last time it went up like that, I actually did binge. And I did not this time. So I'm like, dang.
Well, that's an improvement. You didn't have a B moment. That's good. That's something to be proud of.
It's one of those FOMO things, that fear of missing out. And it's like, you're not missing out, Candy.
No.
I've had Popeyes at, yeah,
What are you missing out on? Fast food? You're not missing out on much. It's just fast food. You don't look at it as what you're missing out on. Look at what you're looking forward to. By getting your health together, what are you looking forward to? Like the possibilities that will open up to you, all the doors that'll open up to you, the doors of better health, feeling better, breathing better, more mobility. That's what you're looking forward to. That's what you're working for.
dozens of times, dozens and dozens of times in my life. I don't need Popeyes. I watched Nick enjoying it the other day, so it got in my brain. I was like, "Oh, that sounds so good." But I'm gonna refrain from doing that and just stay true. Yeah, onward and upward. And I was gonna be reading a poem, but that's kind of you know. Well, okay. I got out my old phone, and it was in the drawer, and it's only got 24% on it anyway. But the files that I have my poetry on are document files.
Mhm.
And I don't have one of those, what is it? It's like Microsoft 365 or
Right.
something like that.
I'm gonna write a PDF. I hate those doggone things.
Don't have that on this phone. I've got it on my other phone. And I don't have like a Microsoft Word reader, I don't think. If I did, it would have opened the document when I tried to open it, right? It didn't happen. Wonder if I could open them in the Google. Let me see. I don't think I can, but I might can. Where's my recents? It did something.
It did something. I don't know what it did.
Battery is too low, it says. So sorry, y'all. And I can't really remember anything off the top of my head.
By the way, Candy, I saw you did a community post where you posted a piece of poetry and some AI art. Very nice. Very nice.
But I will get to it. I will definitely get to it. I tried, I pulled out one of my drawing pads today and got some markers out, and I tried to start drawing a little bit of something. And I looked at what I did and I was like, "Ooh, that's awful." I was like, "Oh no." I gotta like get some drawing stuff. Yeah, most of the art that I did was in art class in school. So things that I did at home that I didn't learn in school was like wood carving, and I had one of those wood burning kits.
Ooh.
The wood carving, I had all of the whittling tools, and I also had like a Dremel Moto tool.
Oh.
And it's like a little handheld drill that you put the little bits on, and you can like carve with the little drill bits. That was really fun, but I don't really have a place to do that here in my apartment. The wood burning would probably set off my smoke alarm, and I don't want to get like basically sawdust everywhere. But so I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, my week's been kind of boring other than, worrying about my weight stuff. Just watch stuff on the TV and play my Skyrim. Same old, same old.
I have to play this game. Everybody's talking about freaking Skyrim. I want to play Skyrim. Doggone it, Steam, put it on sale so I can play this game.
So that's all I have this week, y'all. I'm gonna put in all the food that I've had this week. I also got some sugar-free Jellos.
Nice.
I needed some kind of little sweet snack. So they're like 5-10 calories each. I think it was like 5 calories each. So, one of those, and it's like, ooh, it's a little sweetie. It's kind of like almost a little gummy thing. So that was nice. Yeah, my life is so boring right now. But I look ahead, and the more the more mobile I get, which it's gonna happen. It's
will.
totally gonna happen.
It
Oh,
will.
I'm so floppy. I'm so floppy right now. It's like droopy. Oh yeah, my arm is still as irritated as F. Dang it. I'm hoping that stuff kind of clears up soon. It's really annoying. Man, say la vie. We can't have everything. Can't all be perfect. Uh, I don't want to be perfect. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be me, and do the best I can do.
Nobody's asking you to be perfect. Nobody's perfect, Candy. But what you can attain to is being healthy and happy. Just work on being healthy and happy in every way you can be. And then the rest will come when it does.
Try to be kind to others and help as many people as I can. Oh, goodness. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop now. With all the other stuff, it'll be a long enough video. But I love you guys very much, and I appreciate y'all hanging in with me, and don't lose faith.
We won't.
Don't lose faith. I mean, I'm not going to lose faith. It's not about the scale, in my opinion. Even though I promised to weigh every week, I guess we're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly on this journey here. Can't all be winners. Anyway, you guys, I love y'all, and y'all have a good one, and I will see you next time. Mwah.
Well, thank you for sharing your journey with us, Candy, and for your honesty and your sincerity. We certainly do appreciate that. So I wish you luck on your journey. And if you stay on the path that you're on, you will get what you want. You will get what you want. It may take a little time, but even if you're not getting the results as fast as you want to get to them, it'll happen. So that's it for this react to the lovely Miss Candy. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and please have a good day.